Alright, welcome back to the channel. We're working on the 68 GTO. It's up in the air on the lift. But there's one thing I'm going to address on this car is the body mounts. And you should too if you're going to work on a project like this, if it's going to be a driver. Here is one of the mounts right here. Do this in the background here. Pulled this off out from underneath the back. This is actually one that came off the rear frame mount. This is encapsulated up in the frame. We'll go over and I'll show you that. Your frame sits right here. Then on top of the frame you have another rubber bushing. Still in the car because the car is still on the frame. The rubber bushing, so frame, rubber bushing, and then this goes up and threads up into the captured nut in the body of the car. Look how squashed this thing is. I have to see here with my gloves on. Plus the holes in the frame. I don't care how good and rust-free your car is. This one's not bad. But your holes in the frame get rusted and they egg out. I did this on the Impala when I had this on the lift. What you do is you pull all these body mounts, especially out of these A bodies. I'll show you the kit. It's all new bushings and steels inside the bushings. You'll drop them onto the frame in the holes. The body will fall back down. I'll put the frame back up in the air and you'll tighten all these bolts up. Whatever bolts are whittled or rusted away, I will get new bolts. I'll make sure the hardware is correct with the big flat washer, and I'll make sure they're all 5/8 bolts going up in there. And I probably will use some blue Loctite on them to seal them in there. Let me show you where this bushing came from. Right up in there. Just happens to be the end one. They all look similar. You'll see some rust. Sometimes these holes are egged out, and the bushing on top of the frame, you'll see it up there? The bushing on top of the frame starts to fall through the frame. Creaks, rattles. There's another one on these cars right up in there. Hey, can you see it right there? Again, that's one. And if you'll notice, that one doesn't look too bad either. Like it started to fall through the frame. But that's where the other one was bolted. Those two on each side. There are a couple others without bolts in them. You'll see one hanging right up there in front of the spring. That one is just sitting in a hole. See it to the right there a little bit? There it is. That little round thing up in there. That one's got no bolt on it. It's just sitting there. It's captured by the body between the frame. And you come down here. There's usually one up in this hole again. Sitting there with no bolt. You have the one in the middle of the car. Right there. Yep, there it is. Both sides. And then you have the one that sits up inside of this front frame section up here. Those two I already have out. It's kind of funny. This car is a Turbo 400. This side, there's one on the outside there. That's the one that's bolted. This inner one has no bolt. See it through the slot there? It is just a, again, it's just captured sitting there. Here's the other one in the middle of the frame. Yeah, that one I pulled out already too. These don't look terribly bad, but you know, I'm gonna make sure the doors are lined up nice. I want to line the front end up again. because that was misaligned. So before I go through all that trouble, I'm going to put these body mounts in. And I'll show you another video. I'm going to put the lift arms under the body. You do have to pull the fuel tank out. Fuel tank's coming out because that is screwed to the body. So I'm going to drop the tank right now. I will unplug some of the wiring. And I will pull the rag joint apart because that's also in bad shape. I'm replacing it. I'm going to pull the rag joint apart for the steering as I pull the body off the car. And I will show you a video of that. Then I will have the frame with the 4 wheels, the engine and trans in it. I'm going to roll it outside. I'm going to wash it off. I'm going to paint it. At that point, I'm going to look into the new brake lines and mounting up the front end. Let me just show you the front here quick. A little bit of rust right here. I will treat that. This is the hole where your captured nut is